The parasites of this world are teaching you to pay attention. The parasites of this world are teaching you to pay attention. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack, and if the algorithm found you, you are a fan of grunge music. And then the name of my band is Mera. And you can stream all of our music right here on this YouTube channel or anywhere you stream your music. And I thank you very, very much because I do believe that grunge heals. That's right. I know it healed me, and we just released a new single called The Burning Sea, and it's all about that. You can check that out as well. And if you are interested in a Mera sticker, leave me a comment down below. I would love to send you one. Grunge healed me, and it healed a lot of people that I know. And what I want to talk about today is, what exactly does that look like? What does healing look like? And why does it seem like the parasites of this world don't want us to heal? It seems like nobody really wants us to do that. They're more interested in other things. But to get back to Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, when you think of Nirvana, the first thing you think of is massive success, right? The first thing you think of is worldwide domination and, multi-platinum selling records. But, Nirvana came from very, very humble beginning. Kurt came from a small town called Aberdeen. It was kind of a depressed, sort of lonely town. He didn't like living there very much. And, he was sort of unhappy with where he was. But, at the end of the day, he kind of got everything he wanted, right? I mean, he wanted to be in a rock band. He did want worldwide success and fame. That is something he wanted. He basically got everything he wished for. So why was he so unhappy? Nirvana's success, although it seemed like it was overnight, it actually wasn't. They worked for a long time, and they started out as an independent band. Many of you probably know this. They were on a record label called Sub Pop. And, they started out begging. They were begging Sub Pop to make a contract for them so that they could sign a contract with Sub Pop. And actually, they were the first band to sign a contract with Sub Pop. This was a long time ago. And, that contract, ironically, is what made Sub Pop tons and tons of money, because eventually Nirvana went on to sign with a major label, and they made Nevermind and In Utero, and Sub Pop got a percentage of that because they had a contract, which is interesting. He sort of bankrolled an independent record label, which is cool when you think about it. But, it took them a while to get there. It took a network of underground bands and underground venues and mom and pop record stores and college radio stations and fanzines. All of this underground network that had been building and building for at least 10 years or more, that enabled Nirvana to achieve that success for what appeared to be overnight, but it actually wasn't. And this seemingly overnight success can be really disorienting. They went from being this sort of, independent indie rock band, opening for other bands and going on small tours to the biggest band in the world, Saturday Night Live and MTV. And all of a sudden they were the biggest thing in the world. That can be really, really disorienting. Imagine going from nothing to everything all at once, overnight. That could be a very unpleasant, almost nightmare experience. I know it's weird to say, but when you wish for something, you got to be careful because you might get it, right? You got to be careful. That's the scary part, because when we wish for something and then we get it, all of a sudden, the jig is up. Game's over. Now you've got to put up or shut up, right? Now you got to perform. Now you got to produce. Now you got to create and make what you promised you were going to do. And, that comes with a lot of criticism. It comes with a lot of jealousy. It comes with a lot of hate. In Kurt's day, in Nirvana's time, the early 90s, like, they didn't even have to worry about social media. Like, they just had, like, Rolling Stone and Vanity Fair and Spin Magazine. Like, they didn't have to worry about social media. Imagine if social media had been around. Imagine if that would have been on their plate. So there's even more pressure now, the pressure of getting trolls and hated on and, canceled and all that other stuff that comes along with being in today's social media society. You got to ask yourself, what are my fears? What are your fears about, this current project that you are working on or are planning on working on? Are you working on an album? Are you trying to record a song or release a single? Are you working on a video? Maybe you want to make a website or start your own online business or a podcast. Whatever it is you're trying to do or want to do or are planning on doing, what's holding you back? Like, what are your fears? Are you afraid maybe? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid of maybe making a lot of money? I know that sounds crazy. But deep down inside, that could be a legitimate fear. Think about making a lot of money, thinking about getting a lot of fame. It's going to put a lot of pressure on you, and all of a sudden, you're going to find out who your real friends are real quick. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to use you. There's going to be a lot of hands in that cookie jar. I can tell you that much. And you're going to find that the people who you thought were going to support you, sadly, that could include friends and family who you thought were on your side, all of a sudden don't really seem that supportive. The parasites of this world, who I refer to as mainstream media, big business corporations, and our socio-political government. These parasites, who, in my opinion, it's all one thing. They all want us to stay in this sort of jealous state, this state of envy, where we are constantly wanting more, so we buy more, so we're in a consumer mindset. That's what they want us in. So you got to remember that people who aren't creating things, they're going to be jealous, they're going to be envious, and it's going to materialize inside of them as negativity, and that's going to be very jarring to you. And I'm sure for Kurt Cobain and his entire network of his entire team that was helping him, that was a jarring experience, to find out that his friends aren't really his friends, or the people were using him. I think maybe he felt he needed to provide for them, and maybe he overextended himself because he did feel guilty about getting all this success all at once. Think about what it is that is keeping you from doing what you want to do, and then make a list. Go ahead and jot down what all your fears are, what you might lose, what you're scared of attracting, criticism that you're afraid of receiving. Write this all down, and then go ahead and make another list of all the things you love to do. What do you love to do? You need to create like a protective, like sacred circle around your creativity, because your creativity is an artist's child, and it needs to be protected and looked after so it can come out and it can come out and play. Your creativity needs to play, and so you can flow naturally in that creative state. So you need to create a protective circle around that, and the way you do that is by making space for yourself. What do you love to do? Maybe it's rock climbing, maybe it's bike riding, maybe it's poetry, maybe it's basketball, maybe it's horses. Whatever that is, make a list and remind yourself to do one of those things. Treat yourself and your artist to what it loves, and nurture yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Keeping a journal is a great idea. I know I keep harping on this book, but I'm going to do it. It's called The Artist's Way, and it's by Julia Cameron. And she encourages you to do, sorry about that. She encourages you to do one of two things. She encourages you to she encourages you to do what are called morning pages, where you wake up every morning and you write 3 pages of stream of consciousness. I highly encourage you to try this. It's going to help you organize your thoughts and fears and negativity because you're not burdened by worrying about anyone reading. No one's going to read this. No one's going to read this. Isn't something that you're going to show other people. So you don't have to worry about what you say. And you can just get it all out. Get all that gunk that's inside. Get it out on the page and dig deep and find out what you're afraid of so you can address it and you can take care of it. Because remember, at the end of the day, your healing and your healing process is what's most important. By you healing yourself, that's the greatest gift you can give to the universe of all. Your healing, you setting an example of how to heal is the greatest thing you can give to this universe. Unfortunately for Kurt, all the success in the world wasn't able to do that. And it's unfortunate because we lost someone very special who I wish we could still have today. But maybe there's something inside of you that you can show the world to help the world heal. How about that? I personally think you have that inside of you. You wouldn't be watching me right now. You have it inside of you. So what can you do right now? What can you do today to take that first step in that healing process, in addressing your fears? What's that first step? Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's going on that artist date with yourself. Maybe it's taking yourself on a walk. Whatever it is, start doing that. Pick up your guitar. Get back to your easel. Pick up that pen and paper. Get your video camera. Whatever it is that drives your passion, start doing that right now and start taking care of that artist and make sure you're drawing a sacred circle around it and protecting it, because I know you have it inside of you and I want you to get to work because the world needs you right now more than ever. Today's episode of Alternative Vibration is brought to you by the letter A. A is for attention. A is for affirmation. And A is for all the success that you are going to achieve. Because I know that you have greatness inside of you that's just waiting to come out. My name is Jack. The name of my band is Mera. And I thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.